It's okay.
Hello?
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 Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Hi, guys.
Brew, it's so good to see you.
Man, look at that pink diamond.
I know, right?
Look how good that looks.
It does. It looks good. We're doing good.
Mm-hmm. I'm eating. Sorry. Shadow, say hi.
I already spoke.
Okay, well,
Shadow's like, I only speak when I want to.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Brew. You've done a lot of stuff for us. Thank you.
so, can we just address the elephant in the room?
I don't see any elephants.
I don't see an elephant unless it's hiding under a under a rug.
It's
Is it in your
particularly...
blankie?
It is in my blankie. So I'm sorry to everybody who's expecting a rerun. Long story short, I overslept and slept through the entire stream. But that won't matter in the future.
Because thanks to everyone.
Thanks to everyone. We officially can apply for affiliate, which we will be doing after this stream.
Also, the VOD has gone live early to also make up for the fact that we couldn't rerun today.
Not early.
Huh?
The VOD is usually available after the stream. Or after the rerun.
And is it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Shows what I know.
It's okay, Shadow. It's really okay.
Yeah, so the VOD is available, and I will actually highlight it for an extra few days for people to give people a chance to actually watch it.
Lots of shenanigans happened last session.
Lots of shenanigans happened. So which one do we want to talk about first?
Which one does Brew want to talk about first? Brew, bring something up. Ask a question.
Come on, Brew, ask a question.
Should...
You pretty pink diamond. Let's hear a question. Yes, question.
Question. Anything you want to talk about from last night? We're putting you on the spot.
I know you have questions about our characters. Come on, Brew. We know.
Or about, or if there was just any scene from yesterday that you want us to talk about, you can just say something.
The lights are on you.
Yes, they are.
My quesadilla is really good, and for no reason.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So, let's see. What should we talk about? Rob, what was your favorite thing that happened yesterday?
Oh boy, actually dealing with intrigue. That's something I don't usually deal with in campaign.
Yeah.
I meant like scene.
Like normally I'm used to go to this place, clear it out, get paid. It's nice trying to figure out a mission.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's many different ways to play D&D. Some are just straightforward, like here's your quest, go do it, and then you do it. Some are dungeon delvers, where you just spend most of your time in an area fighting things, discovering things. And, some are kind of like quests you need to piece together, which is what we're doing, where we are given clues to solve things, and it's up to us to go in the right direction and figure things out.
Yep.
Another thing I really liked was V's cat espionage.
I love that. That was so funny.
was like really great. It's like I honestly thought V would have dropped out of the tree and changed into the dog she had saw them in that morning, but decided to go with cat. I was like, well, that's a different route.
Cats are smaller. Cats have stealth bonuses and perception bonuses. So
And also, people seem to like cats more than dogs.
I don't know if that's true, but cats are typically more likely feral. So like a random cat wandering around the city probably wouldn't draw as much attention.
Yeah. Also, if a dog comes bolting at you, the first instinct you would have would be to run.
If a cat follows you places, you're kind of like, well, that's weird, but okay. If a dog follows you places, you're like, why is this dog following me places?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I would feel the exact same way if a dog was following me versus a cat, so... But hey, I mean, it was entertaining, at least to watch. I was just like, what's gonna happen? Are we gonna lose our druid? What happens when he turns back?
That's what
Listen, I have been given, I've taken the role of like the observer, but I have literally no way to communicate with any of you.
No,
unless you communicate with me first.
Yeah, and even then, you only get a meow in response.
If I've turned into a cat, then yeah.
Well, technically, actually, no. Oma has a way of doing it, just doesn't know how to.
Yeah.
So you don't have a way of doing it. Great.
Technically, I do, but in-game, Oma doesn't understand how it works yet.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It all ties into Oma's archetype I chose at level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, you got that. I think everybody else has already had theirs. No, that's not true. Sin.
Yeah, no, Sin had his at level 1, and he got to choose a second one at level 3.
Oh, okay.
No, he chose he didn't choose a second subclass. He chose a discipline, which is a different thing in his class.
Okay.
Science don't usually have archetypes. They just have ones.
I think they do.
I have no clue how Scions works, so
we'd have to ask Sin, but Sin is unfortunately not feeling too well.
Yeah. Sin is not here, unfortunately. But hey, we're here, and the Baldmo sticker fits over the other sticker, so I'm doing something right. Why do we still have snow? I just realized we still have snow, but you know what? I'm keeping it.
I don't know. You left it. It's
I'm
fine.
keeping it because it snowed this morning. It's like white outside.
Yeah, it's white around my house too.
Must be nice.
Apparently it was very thick snow this morning too, but I slept through that, so Baldmo sticker beloved, so true.
So yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we eventually get like a sending stone or something, so that I can like actually say, hey, I'm about to follow someone. I'm about to turn into a cat and follow someone. And then I could turn into a cat and follow them. And you'd know I turned into a cat and followed them.
Yeah.
Well, if we can find out from Albie how the magic items work in this world, I can look about probably buying.
We'd have to look into it, but
yeah, that's something to inquire in game. So
yeah,
that actually might be a smart idea.
It really would, especially because I think our main issue right now is like being able to communicate when we're split up.
Yep. Another funny thing I had to laugh about is my reaction to V is cat outside front of building or V is missing outside front of building. I'm like,
no,
shit.
I said V's moving is cat. Ow.
And I'm like, damn it. All right, well, I'm about to do cardinal sin here in the library, and
committed a cardinal sin for us. That's so great.
Books on the table and not put them away.
I'll tell you guys something, SS. If you guys, if you guys have any clips, by the way, if you find anything that you want to clip during a stream or something like that, send it to her.
Yep,
clip it and send it.
Shall.
So yeah, No, that was I love that. Albie was immediately just like, you get stared down. Librarian.
I know, because Albie's like me. When we're in a library, we want to put stuff away, and I'm like, I'm about to do something I don't usually do, but I have no choice. Run!
My God. Yeah, no, that was a bit of a clusterfuck. But I think if we end up doing that again in the future, it won't be as difficult and it'll be a lot smoother.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, will it? Because we didn't really talk about it.
We didn't, and I hope that we can communicate about it.
Great. I'm about, like, literally it's the start of next session. I have to follow another guy, so.
Yeah. No, I think Owen would probably have stayed up. So if she was watching, she probably would have been
almost stayed up for a while watching.
The idea was to make sure
this
that we
was
were
an
able...
hour before dawn, so.
Oh right, no. Point, no. Oma would have at least got something at that point.
Yeah, no, Owen would have stayed up. That's why she wanted to make sure she could see the park and see where you would be from her room.
Because let's just say levels of exhaustion for a barbarian are bad.
I mean, levels of exhaustion in general are bad, but...
Yeah, they're bad for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get this.
That's true. You own the inn with Dino Nuggy.
Oh my God. No, that was just kind of a funny thing. It was, what is it? It was called the Charberry Inn, and my brain went Brewberry.
Same.
So I asked if it was the Brewberry Inn, and Albie's like, yes. No, it's actually Charberry Inn. So then chat was just like, chat was doing their own thing through the majority of that. Like, I was like watching it happen and just obviously not interacting with it. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but it all turned into Brewberry, and that was all that mattered.
I wanted to interact so bad, but I had to smack my hand every time.
Yeah. If you struggle,
like, no,
honestly, and this goes for anybody, if you struggle like not interacting with chat, then just turn it off. But like, I kind of have to, because I'll be honest, I'm not turning chat on and off before and after every session.
Right, no, I get it. I'm getting better from the last two sessions.
You are. You didn't bring anything up this time
at all.
Yep. No, you're getting better at it. And we want to interact with chat so bad. The issue is that when you look at and interact with chat, it affects your like thought process on things, especially in like a mystery kind of situation.
Well, no, actually, one of our viewers in chat was giving some good suggestions. I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, that could work. But I'm like, nope. Oma hadn't thought of it, so I'm not using it. Well,
there was one thing that they had mentioned that I had already thought of, like literally 2 minutes before, and was just like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. I was like, it's possibly like a cipher. I want to investigate the papers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And that was something that Owen would have wanted to do, and it would be something that she would have thought of. So I went ahead and did it.
Yeah, I liked V's comment of, just let the 3 intelligent characters do it, and V's gonna go investigate something over here.
Well, yeah, that wasn't V who said that, but like, it's more of like, you know, V doesn't have any interest in like, V's just kind of along for the ride at the moment. You know, V doesn't have any investment in these situations. V doesn't really have any interest in these situations, and so V's just kind of doing their own thing while everyone else is trying to figure this out. And if they think of a way to be useful, they will, but you know, V's not gonna think, oh, what if this is a cipher? Because V doesn't know what a cipher is. You know, there's a lot that V doesn't know, and so V wouldn't be able to like even follow the conversations if they tried. And so like, they don't try because they don't care.
Yeah.
chasing someone down, that's V's area of expertise.
Yes. Yeah. Brew, just get attached. It's fine.
Brew. Get attached.
Do it. Get attached to V. We all know you want to. I'm also attached to V.
V is the one, even though V is 18, we just want to treat like a young child that we have to watch over.
I mean, I don't necessarily think Owen or even I think that we should watch over V, but in the sense of social situations, Owen is aware that V doesn't understand some of the things. So when you turn back to V in front of me, I was like, oh god. Checking around for other people. Thank God that those girls were enamored by
you mean, thank God Albie rolled a 2.
Well, yes, that also, but if I get the feeling that if they weren't like talking to him and like literally talking to Julius, I don't think that roll would have mattered. I think they would have noticed.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
also
no way to know without it happening, and I'll be saying what would have happened, but
yeah.
Right. I also have to admit that I was actually surprised that I'm the oldest character in the party.
Yeah.
I don't normally play an older character.
You're the adult.
I know, I hate it. I
You
don't
have
want
to
to be
act
the
like
adult.
it.
I don't want to be an adult.
well, you are. So
Yeah,
I know.
Owen did
Look
have
it up.
headaches. Yeah. Owen did have headaches.
You know what happened to me yesterday when Julius went over to that group of college girls? Was I started trying to imagine what Julius would look like in real life, and it's a bit like Slenderman.
Yeah, you know what? I hate to say it, I actually thought that too. And I'm like, why am I getting horror vibes?
Like it's
Julius.
really hard. It's really hard because Julius is canonically very skinny
Yes.
and very tall.
And very tall.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like you have to imagine a tall, lanky man.
Yeah.
And then you have to imagine a tall, lanky man towering over a bunch of college girls.
that is pale as all hell.
Yeah.
A tall, pale, lanky boy.
I mean, yeah, because
And
if
my
you look
mind
at
automatically
his,
goes to Slender Man.
like Owen's skin tone is a relatively healthy, light skin tone, and it's like next to Julius just looks incredibly sick. Incredibly sick.
Yeah. Hey, for Fire Ganassi, I am definitely got a healthy skin tone.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by V, like sitting there staring into my soul.
I know, right? I have to do all I can to stare at either Owen or me.
Yeah.
Sure, now imagine a small creature that runs faster than after you.
Oh God, no! I don't need
411, little druid chasing you in the middle of the campus.
It's really funny because like I can get the feeling for it because in real life I'm 5'11", right?
Yeah.
And so V is shorter than my shoulder height.
Mm-hmm.
And just imagining someone that size chasing after me is a really funny image.
I think it would have been even more intimidating if V would have pulled out their scimitar.
Not in the middle of a city.
Well, V wasn't like, I want to hurt this guy. V was like, oh, we're supposed to get this guy. So,
Yeah.
V wasn't trying.
Sorry.
V knows how to trap instead of just instantly try to kill. So
Yeah.
I think if that persuasion roll had failed when we first talking to him, I think we may have gone to jail.
Jeez. Yeah,
because
no.
they were like, let's go get the sheriff.
Yeah.
I'm like, crap.
He could still tell the fucking sheriff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, Albie told us that he probably would have been more forthright with us if we had not, like, chased him the way we did. So
I don't know what you're talking about. We need to do it.
I mean, to be
You're
fair,
the one who ran.
that's what I was confused. I was like, why is he gonna run if, like, unless he's guilty, right?
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't... Like, yes, like, I don't see how we appeared to be, like, people following him when we had just found him.
Yeah.
Right? We had just found him. We're walking in a crowd of so many different students, so there's people all around us walking in the same direction. And as soon as we see him, he starts running away from us.
Even
And
if
it's
he
just
did
like-
hear us, like, talking about him, it's still like, unless you had a guilty conscience, you have no reason to run,
Mhm.
right? And
Exactly.
he ran from us. He had intention to jump out that window.
He jumped out the window before I was even... He was ready to jump out the window before I was even in the classroom.
Yeah.
That's a guilty person.
Yep. But again, his name is Red Harrington, so
Red herring.
yeah, we might be on the wrong track, but either way, he does know something, even if we had to figure it out through him
I
lying.
think the fact that his name is Red Harrington is a red herring.
Maybe. It might
We'll
be.
have to see.
Yeah. Owen wouldn't have made
All
that
I'm
connection.
saying
I
is
made it immediately.
All I'm saying is that he knows something more. He knows more than what he told us. We need more information from him, and V should not be there.
Probably not.
Agree.
Do you think he would believe it if I said that you were my cat?
Hmm,
I honestly think he may have saw V turn back.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because I turned back pretty, like... First of all, there was still, like, a crowd of, like, people out in the yard.
Yeah.
So... He could have seen the tall people, for sure, but, like... I feel like I turned back pretty soon after he just walked inside.
Yeah.
So he had no... I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Either
don't
way,
know.
I know that he
I
saw
I don't know
us.
either. It's just a feeling I have.
We actually don't know if he saw Owen or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But to
Like,
be
while
fair,
he was
Owen was...
walking by.
She was kind of standing there in the middle of the square like an idiot with a headache, so...
Well, I know for a fact. They saw us
Hmm.
from what I got from my perception roll.
Yeah, they saw us standing there talking. But whether or not that's... you know, gonna be an issue or not. It depends on who it is that's sneaking out. If it's him, V and Owen will most likely see it. If they're both awake. Owen's taking the point of exhaustion of staying awake.
I don't know if I was intending to, but by the way Albie phrased it, I think V ended up staying up all night, which is fine. If V would have done it, V would have, you know, I could see V doing it. It wasn't my intention, but V doing it.
Especially knowing
And
that
so-
he could sneak out at any time and we're trying to chase the guy down.
Hmm.
Oh man, this is an intense song.
You know, one of the other things I think I'm trying to, like... I don't know if I'm trying to play it this way, or if it's just, like... It's happening this way, but it's pretty fitting, is that V doesn't know how to work in a team properly.
Yeah.
And so V turns into a cat because V's like, oh, gotta follow this guy. You know, not even, like, waiting to get a message of, hey, is like, you know, have you seen the guy yet? He was just like, oh, there he is, time to follow.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
you
be
had
honest, I'm
to insist on
hoping that
that.
my little lesson there about turning back in front of people was a bad idea. I hope that like sunk in or stuck at least.
we'll see.
We'll see.
I'll roll a d20.
That's one of the reasons Owen wants to keep moving rooms. Because the last thing we need is for somebody to come after us.
Well, the longer we're in this town, the more likely it is where you are to get arrested. So
yeah, that's
I kind of expected it either night so far.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm a legal citizen of Riverwood.
You're a legal citizen now, and that's great. You know, you're allowed to be here.
Yeah. You guys are outsiders. Get out of here. I'm from Riverwood.
You're not actually. I think you were marked from being in another city.
No, my ID says Riverwood.
No, they put it as Riverwood.
Because you are in Riverwood, though.
Because there were no previous files, so they had to make a completely new file.
So you're from Riverwood now.
Yes.
Man, we are the outsiders. Yeah. Let's just say the longer we're here, the more anxious Owen is gonna get.
Oh, I agree.
Why are you gonna be anxious? You're supposed to be here.
True, but
you're supposed. This is where you were going the whole time.
Yeah, to meet with a professor that is potentially kidnapped and possibly dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the longer we sit here without like figuring this out, like the longer we're actually gonna be here. Because yeah, now that V has like the passport or the actual like ID, we could leave and go somewhere else and then just keep coming back during the day. But that means more times that we have to like show ourselves coming in and out. Yeah. Which is just as suspicious.
It clicked in my head now that V can go sleep in the actual forest now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we stay here any longer.
God. Well, with any luck, we'll figure it out and be out of here. We'll
so
see.
Does anyone else in the chat have questions for us?
Either way, that was a fun episode. That was a fun session, though.
It was great.
That's the kind of things that I like. Is like the clues being dropped and like trying to go and follow those clues. I like puzzles, so to me, this is one big like verbal puzzle.
Agreed.
Puzzles. They call me the Puzzle Prince. Only one person calls me the Puzzle Prince. Close enough.
Is that one person yourself?
No, that one person is Grim. Oh,
it's okay,
poor Barry.
Hmm.
Do those cookies look out of place to you? They do. They're out of place.
I don't know.
Yes.
Why would you have moved then?
Because I keep handing them to people.
I think we gave them to V last time.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I mean, I don't think we have to. Or you could just move them with your telekinesis, apparently.
Yeah, I can do that. I can just move things.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, without the DM here, it's kind of hard to like. I feel like it's kind of hard to like talk about things. They do move, Brew. I can move anything, which is why I've taken V's tea away. No, come on, no, no! I will cry.
Shame on you, Shadow.
No, you gotta appreciate how funny that visual was. You just blinking out of existence.
Deserved.
Oh man. What else happened? We
went to the house. We left the house.
Found that nice flower that Albie had drawn.
That was such a cool, like, a cool drawing. I like that. If you haven't seen it, it's on Twitter.
I think this has been on my mind since like the middle of the session. I think something we should consider. It's weird because I noticed me doing it. I don't know how big of an issue it's going to be, but I noticed that like when we had a map, I could refer to the map and Albie would know what I'm talking about and you guys would know what I'm talking about. But I'm worried like it's not like translating well to the audience.
Yeah, that was the one complaint I had from a few of the people who were watching on that I know, and they were asking, "Are we going to show the map?"
Yeah. Hello. It's all right. You're late. We're all late. It's fine.
Not much, Carlu.
So, but yeah, no, I was thinking about that, and I was wondering if I should turn the map on. The issue is that I wanted the map page to be intended for combat. I wasn't expecting Albie to make a map for literally everything we do, because even I don't do that.
Yeah, it's not everything we do, but there are going to be like certain areas where it's like, because there's so much like visually, it's easier on the players to be able to move themselves around and see things on the map and know where everything is position wise based off that.
I think with the house it would be fine for me to do that because it's smaller. The issue is when we have massive maps, I can't keep up with moving it around so that everyone can see what everyone's looking at. That's where it gets difficult because we're all just moving around and going everywhere. So for like the house was a relatively small map, but the ruins underground were a massive map, and that was hard to keep up with, especially once the lighting started happening.
Right.
Yeah, the dynamic lighting I think was the big issue at the end of the day, and since we're doing away with dynamic lighting because it's terrible.
That'll be talking to Albie about that one.
Well, no, Albie already said they're not using dynamic lighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it caused too many problems and even slowed my computer down. So I don't think it was slowing my computer down. I think it was slowing the website down.
See, for me, I was like, I caught myself last session being like, oh, can I go over here? Saying like, can I go over here? And I realized, pretty quickly, like, wait, if I say that, chat doesn't know what over here means. You know, and so like they're just here. So I'm, it would probably be best if, especially for like smaller maps, if we could get like a visual on it.
The issue with that though, to do it to scale, is that like the way that Albie draws some of them, and this is no fault to Albie or anything like that, does not translate well with the way that Roll20 functions to make it bigger. So if I want to zoom out on it, once you hit an edge, you can't move the page left or right anymore. So I'm basically having to look at a page that is not fitted to the size of my stream and my page, but also has these big like yellow like sidebars, and every time I zoom in or out it goes sideways rather than in the middle, which causes a few problems in like looking at it visually. Like if Albie made the squares perfectly to fit my monitor, then it'd be fine, but not all of the maps are going to be the same size and the same shape, and that doesn't translate well into like streaming. It's difficult to do a stream from Roll20 the way that we're doing it, but if we do it the other way, I have no privacy. so we're doing it the way that we are for that purpose. But I don't know, it's just like I'm gonna try to get some of the maps visible, but I don't want to leave the maps on for the entire stream. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in combat mode with air quotes. Hello? Oh, hi. Oh my god, why do packages from you keep coming in during streams?
Mhm.
I got the fucking Kraken pack.
Nice.
That Shadow bought me. Why do packages from you keep coming in the middle of streams?
I'm not timing them. Don't ask me.
I don't believe you.
It seems like you're timing
I
them.
have no control. I have no control over it.
It's sus as hell.
I got Owen dice, guys. Oh, those are so cool. Yeah, those look really cool. Anyway, yeah, depending on the size of the map, I'm going to try to make it a little more accessible for chat and stuff like that, but it's not always going to work out that way. It's deliberate. But, you know, if it does work out in the future, then that's fine, but I don't know. I probably won't have maps open for the entire stream, only when they're relevant.
I mean, it's not like we have maps on, like, to work with the entire stream either.
Well,
it was
yeah.
just the house last time, so.
Yeah, it was mostly just the house, but we were also talking about the town map, which we don't actually have on Roll20. We only have it in like our own Discord. So it's a lot harder to show you guys without me like streaming my Discord, which I don't want to do for privacy reasons. So we are limited in what we can and can't do, but I mean, I could always post the map on Twitter if Albie's fine with that and everybody wants it. For Riverwood at least. Wouldn't a static map for the audience but not have the movement, not on OBS? I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to see what I can do. But oftentimes we don't get the maps until, like, we're actually in game. So we won't have, let's say we won't have access to the next town's map when we get it, like when we see it. And most of the time the map isn't something that the characters are given, it's just something that the players are given to ease Albie's pain. I'll see what I could do. It's likely that we're going to start posting them on Twitter because it's the easiest way to do it without just sticking a random image over the stream. Surprised I got a map, basically. I don't know. I wasn't expecting Albie to have as many maps. But maybe that's because I don't use maps almost ever.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
She likes to use maps so we have context of where we are.
Yeah. You don't have to low-key shade me, Shadow.
Listen. Who says it was shade?
Look, I got a Dice Goblin sticker. Look at the little goblin. But yeah, no, I'll try to figure out a map situation and figure out what we're gonna do. Honestly, it's still early, so.
The chat cannot look at the little sticker, so.
No, I know that. I'm just appreciating it myself. These dice are so cute. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'll figure something out for that. Why am I getting spam messaged? What's Albie?
And don't worry, guys. I'm gonna make sure that every random knickknack that V gets will have purpose someday.
Why does that keep collecting things? First, I can understand maybe the really old bookend, because it's obviously a really old bookend, but
well, no, it's because it was a horse and I just kind of never put it back down, so I just kept it.
Yeah. Did session 3 turn out like you expected? No, but I don't think I really expected anything. I go into sessions without any expectations myself.
I think I expected I you know, it's kind of the same where it's like I don't like expect things to happen necessarily, but at the same time I will say that I think I expected the house to end up being more of like a small dungeon crawl than just like empty exploration, which is fine either way. It's just different from what I was expecting, you know.
Yeah.
I also think I had an issue where I visualized the house as being 2 stories tall in the session 2, and then it was just 1 story tall. So that was on my.
It threw you off.
Yeah. What was your guys' favorite session so far? As much as both the human V and cat V chase scenes were amazing, I still think I like session 2.
Session 2.
Because I just feel like the whole DMD scene was good.
I love how we're just calling it the DMD, but it's really just the sheriff's office. And Albie has said that multiple times, but we refuse to. We refuse to call it.
None of us are calling it the sheriff's office.
You guys are just going to have to know that that's what we're talking about.
I think we might want to put like a lore, like a lexicon of our acronyms.
Maybe eventually we'll have to do one. I'll like post it up on Twitter and stuff like that.
We're going to the DMD. What's that? Sheriff's office.
The sheriff's office. Yeah, no, my favorite was probably session 2, just because that was so funny. But the very beginning of session 3, the whole like food situation, that probably made my day. I think the whole Dungeons and Dino Nuggies.
Agreed.
Session 2, I threatened the guy. That was funny.
You did. You did a lot of things in session 2.
You know, I will say, you know, and I've spoke on this before, but playing V, I feel like there are a lot more limitations that I'm not used to, but then there's a lot more that like I can do. I feel like that I like because V is not integrated with society. There's not a lot V can add to like the more problem-solving conversations, because a lot of them have relied on like things that people do.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in that regard, I can't really contribute much, but I can also do things that I can do other things that like most characters might like second guess or like overthink just randomly. Like casting Longstrider on myself, I was just like, oh yeah, I cast Longstrider on myself. Why not?
Yeah.
You know? V has magic, V knows they have magic, and V knows how to use their magic. So
yeah. Poor Owen really didn't think through using spells so much. Man, I feel bad. That fucking headache. I was imagining how bad that would hurt. A passive conversation, but an active character. Yeah. I don't know. I really like V's like outlook on things. Like, this is dumb. This is stupid. Why do people do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like when you're from the outside perspective of when your perspective comes from outside of society itself, you know, you realize how, like, kind of how certain things can be like redundant. And I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think V is definitely one of my favorites. And I think that's why.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Don't get me wrong, I like my own character, but
Same.
V is like stealing the show.
Joker V confirmed.
Oh, wonderful, great.
Joker
we just met our
V,
big
like,
bad evil
guys
guy.
live in a society.
Oh my god. We live in this, please.
You're only attached to the DM? I don't know about that one.
It's definitely not. I bet if V died, Brew would cry really hard.
Oh yeah.
Probably. To be fair, I think if anyone died, Brew would cry really hard.
Yeah, I have no idea what if Homa died in camp. What to? I may actually go back to a cleric.
I have actually 2 potential. This is just me being like, I have to be ready for anything, I have 2 potential backup characters.
I already have one that I've been thinking of because I want to. Here's the thing: is when you play D&D, you should always be prepared for the possibility that your character will die. That is,
It's true.
The town is Riverwood.
Riverwood, not Riverhood.
I live in Riverhood.
That's where V's from.
No,
but yeah, no, that's a thing. Like, I've been thinking of, like, I should have a backup character, because when you play D&D, you should always be prepared to have a character in the event that your character dies. That way you could either bring them in at the very next session, or, you know, whenever is like most available, but otherwise you're scrambling to get a character ready, and then you may not end up with a character you're not happy with. Whereas if you plan ahead, you may end up with a character that you like better, if not, you know, just as much as your current character. So I've been thinking about a backup character, and I have one that I might want to play, but it very much so depends on where we're at and what we're doing if Owen dies.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the same way. I have 2 backup characters, and one of them I feel like I could throw in at any interval. You know, I feel like they could fit in like at any point in the story so far. But the other one, I feel like we'd have to be in a very close to a very specific situation. And so, you know, it kind of depends on if he dies, you know, where does this happen? You know, I know Rob said, you know, if Oma dies, you might go back to a cleric. Because I think cleric is something you were considering before Oma, right?
Yeah, cleric was one of the options I had. I also had a warlock in mind as well.
My backup classes are, I have an artificer, and I have a paladin. So
my backup is a rogue.
Ooh.
I like how none of us need backups for like any of the same classes.
No. I also
like,
have a
none of
monk
our
that I could use,
ended
but
up
the issue with my monk is that she basically is just, she's less sociable and less socially understanding than V is, and that would cause problems. So guys, look, here's the thing. Like I said, you should always, when you play D&D, always be aware that your character could die any session. Don't be scared to do things, but just be aware that there is the possibility, because things happen. You know, things that you don't expect. If you do something and your DM had something like a trap or something planned, and you walk into that trap, that happens. You know what I mean? It's like opening a coffin and being attacked by a random fireball. Like, that happens. it has happened. It can. And a fireball at a low level can kill you. Because I think it does like a maximum of what? Like 40, 50 damage or something like that? Or more?
4d8? 5d8? 4d8?
Yeah.
Base level fireball.
At base level, yeah.
Does 8d6.
8d6, that's right. So
That's
a minimum
lot.
of 48 damage.
Exactly.
No, sorry, maximum of 48 damage.
Yes, maximum of 48, not including any extra, because I don't think you don't add.
If you cast it at a higher level, you do add damage.
Yeah.
So, but if it's like stored, it's usually base level. So
Yeah.
just it's 8d6.
Yeah, and the, you know, the yeah, you may be like, oh, well, you're not going to die. Like, the chances of your character dying is low. Oma could be the first to die. Like, I'll be honest, I 100% expect me to be the first to die. However, Oma could be the first to die. It depends on how we act and what we do.
Yep.
There also comes a point in the game where dying doesn't have to be permadeath.
Yes.
You know, because there are revival spells that exist in D&D. It just depends on when we get them, you know, and how fast we are.
I want to say, is Revivify a 3rd level spell?
It is.
It is.
Revivify is a 3rd level spell, and then there's
Then 5th is Raise Dead.
I'll be back.
7th is Resurrection, and then 9th is Resurrection.
Yeah. So there are resurrection spells. Like, I think Resurrection is the one that you could be revived as any gender, class, race.
That's reincarnate.
Reincarnation, yeah. So reincarnation, you could come back as literally anything.
That one's a 7th level.
Yeah. But there are plenty of revival options once you get to like a certain level. Though they require sometimes they require specific classes. But that's a possibility. But we don't always, you know, there's a chance that you could die early on. I mean, even then, there's a chance you could die early on, take our body to a temple and pay an exorbitant amount of money and get us revived. But things happen, you know what I mean? So I like to be prepared for the possibility that my character will die. Because I am likely to be the one to die. Everyone is a dragon. Yeah, everyone's a dragon. So true form.
Or a mech bear.
Or mech bear.
I honestly think Oma is secretly a mech bear.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe. Secret. Imagine being a mech bear. Couldn't be me. I'm a dragon. I'm waiting for like somebody to figure out like what the fuck it is that I'm playing. Because I have thrown so many different things that I'm not sure if anybody could pinpoint it at this point. Like, obviously you guys know, but like,
yeah,
chat doesn't know. And I'm waiting for somebody to figure it out. Brew, it's a lot to learn, but once you figure it all out, it's fine.
Yeah, no, D&D, actually, case in point, 5th edition is actually a lot easier to learn than, say, the previous few editions.
Don't worry, you will absolutely know once Owen says it, but until she says it.
I think it's going to shock all of us in-game.
In-game, yeah, no, because she's been throwing so many random, like, possible red herrings, as well as, like, being like, oh, yeah, no, I do this kind of thing, and then, like, everybody's like, blah! Hello?
Oh, what all do you think you got, Carlu? I want
to know. Yeah, I want to know what you're thinking. Give us the rundown. I want the full, like, inside the brain thoughts here.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Waiting for the next message. I'm invested here. Oh, just to confirm, just to say, I won't be confirming nor denying any of this. So no matter what you say.
I mean, I may confirm stuff about me, but for everyone else, I will neither confirm nor deny what I know.
Unless it is something that Owen says in-game, you guys don't know it.
Great.
A lich? Okay. That's really funny, though. That is actually, that would actually, like, regardless of whether or not that's true. No, I think he did say last week what he was, but it's a very, very funny image and very funny concept to see, and like, this skin and bones bag.
I'm sending that to the Sin so he can laugh at that.
Lanky man kills. Please. V is some form of royalty growing up in the wild. That would be cool. That would be awesome. No longer a princess anymore. No. Imagine your princess or prince or child having gone missing for so many years, only to find out that they've been living in the forest and are just completely feral.
I know, right? that actually sounds like an awesome plotline.
Yeah. Taking notes.
All right, I want to see what Carlu thinks about me.
Yeah.
Of course, I've said most of everything, so I want to see what else.
Yeah.
I'm back, by the way.
Or kidnapped. V could have been kidnapped.
Yeah, no, that could actually possibly work as well.
I wonder.
Yes, we wonder.
I'm taking notes, by the
Very
way.
true, except V was not raised by wolves.
Really?
Yeah.
She just raised herself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting theories, though.
They are interesting
Agreed.
theories.
I won't
Especially
confirm
Julius.
one way or another, but
This is actually one of the reasons why Albie didn't want to have a Discord early on, was so that it didn't affect their perception of how they run the campaign and what they decide to do. What about Oma?
Yeah,
What's going on with Oma?
you say everyone, but not me.
By dragons and bears? Raised by dragons and
I
bears.
can see V being raised by dragons and bears.
Yeah. When do you reveal to us V that
dragons
you
and
can buy?
werewolves. Dragons and werewolves. Well, actually, fun fact. No, I won't say that yet
Okay.
because it hasn't come up in story. But
Okay. Suspicious.
there's a funny thing about V's subclass that's just great.
Oh no. Suspicious. Sus. I'm sad that Albie's not here.
Yeah, apparently she had to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We all have lives, unfortunately. Well, most of us have lives
Yeah,
outside
most
of
of us
this.
have lives.
Everybody but me. Kicked from his own college, maybe knocked up a student and somewhere around.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Dang it! He's on to me! Help! Help!
Oh
oh my god, how did you figure out Oma so fast?
I know,
Wow.
right?
my god. Wow.
All
Why
of
did I
that
think
you
of
just
that?
said about Oma was definitely true, 100%.
So
No
funny.
cap.
Regardless of whether or not that's true.
I might as well got kicked out of college.
I mean, maybe. No, that is actually so funny because, like, it's so, like, specific.
I know, right?
Oh my god. That's funny, though.
That was great. I like that.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you, Carl.
perfect. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Brew with the Albie sus. No, that was good. Yeah, no, those are some good theories about our characters. It kind of gives me like inspiration, not for Owen because I know exactly where she's at and what she's doing, but other characters and like backup characters and stuff. All the hints I
Are you
collected.
gonna make a character who was in college, knocked up a student, and went on the element?
No, I'm gonna make a character who is. Hold up. I'm gonna make a character who is, and I scroll up.
Russian.
A Russian military general's daughter, who's turned into a lich after being raised in the wild by wolves and bears and dragons. Kidnapped to a college, who was then kicked from the college for knocking up a student.
Damn. That actually sounds like a really cool character.
It sounds like a little much. It's definitely a fun theory.
It could work.
You could make it work.
Albie would probably have a fun time with it.
I would give Albie a heart attack when I offered that as a backup character.
Probably. So here's a question for me. I normally play non-human race when I make characters.
Yes.
Did I just make a human?
Just make a human. It does have depth.
I mean,
no, yeah, definitely play a human.
All right.
Denied. Albie denied.
Party.
Hold up, I gotta put you up here, Albie.
Albie is joining us live from chat.
Live from work. Are you at work yet? Or are you getting ready to leave? I just need to know whether or not I need to turn Albie on. Unless Albie's been listening to it this entire time.
She has been.
I mean, Albie's been on the chatter list this whole time, so
we're busted. I won't turn on Albie's face until Albie is wants to be here. So
it's kind of funny talking about backstories, because for anyone in chat who doesn't know, Sin, Rob, and Nico have basically all know each other's backstories because they just kind of sat in calls and talked about them at point, except I wasn't there.
Because you go to sleep at 9 p.m. like an old man.
Yeah, I do not sleep at 9 p.m. And the last time you made fun of me for this, you went to sleep before I did. So
okay, it's more like 11:30, but continue.
Right. Thanks for my next D&D character. Wait, Albie, stop typing while driving.
I'll cry.
But so everyone else knows each other's backstories, except for I don't know. I mean, I know bits and pieces of the other characters' backstories, but I don't know like everything. I don't know everything they talked about. And meanwhile, the only people who know anything about V's backstory that hasn't been shared in the actual campaign would be me and Al, because I haven't told anyone else.
Yeah,
it's a surprise for as much of a surprise for them as it is for me. Not me. Why did I say that? My mouth just stopped working. It's as much of a surprise for my fellow party members as it is for like you, the chat, and viewers.
I don't know how Owen and Julius met. I mean, maybe we'll talk about it. I mean, the only thing that's basically been confirmed is that they have been keeping the tavern clear, that the Bee's Knees Tavern clear of kobolds before. But other than that, you guys don't know how they met, or when they met, or what they met. What they met? Words.
Words are hard.
Oh, one thing I don't think anybody thought of, or has even decided to bring up. What the fuck is up with that dream?
Oh, I mean, I know exactly what.
I have my theories.
Technically, out of character, I know exactly what that is because me and Sin talked about it.
Yeah,
well, yeah. Of course, you don't know what's happening in character,
right?
Yeah,
no, because out of the game, I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
Yes,
that's exactly what it is, Carlisle.
That's exactly what's happening. You know, you guys are learning about certain characters at the same time. Some of us are learning about certain characters.
I think the only thing we knew about V before going into the campaign was that V was basically raised in the forest and has no concept of social, like, what it is and isn't like socially acceptable and things like that. And that's pretty much all we knew going into it. I don't think we were prepared for the level of lack of social knowledge. despite knowing that it was going to be a thing. But at least I wasn't.
I will confirm this. For anyone, just to actually say it out loud. V had never been near a town before meeting Oma.
Wow.
You mean Oma?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard you say Owen.
Nah.
You got a theory.
Yeah. Before meeting Oma, V had only known like the forest. The forest and the ponds and the mountains and stuff like that. But
yeah.
What's your theory on that?
Yeah, give us your theory. And you get dinner. Oh, mobile brewberry.
Go for dinner, brew. Go, go, go.
Man, oh man, I'm so friggin' hungry. And thirsty.
Told you to get food.
I got food. Want more food? Maybe you can just like grab my phone and text my father and just be like, bring me food.
Bring me food, please.
Take my headphones off. Can't hear y'all.
Now, what domain would I choose for the cleric?
Are you building your backup character in the middle of our round table?
I sure am.
Oh my god.
I have no shame.
Why?
Because. That's an interesting theory.
Maybe. Either way, I don't know who the woman is, so. I've sent pictures of cats by like literally everybody that I know that owns a cat, including my mother, who has broken my cat.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very confident in my guess on that dream, but I'm not going to say anything in the round table simply because that's a part of like the story that we have to explore, and it would be much more interesting to do it in character and in the campaign.
By the way, to answer you earlier, I have 8 calls from my mother and sibling.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Nemo, I was like, Nemo, can you do me a favor and call Nico? And then at some point, Nemo was just like, I also have the parental unit making calls.
It was bad. I mean, to be fair, it was probably because I stayed up all night watching The Witcher, but I also had my door open. Normally, if my alarm goes off, regardless of what I was watching or doing the night before, I'll hear it, but I think it was because my door was open and they were making so much noise out there that, like, when I heard the sound of my alarm, it was the same situation as being woken up from pots clanging in the kitchen. I heard it and assumed that's what it was and just shut my phone off. Not to mention I was sleeping on my phone, so that didn't help.
Yeah, no.
Canon is canon until the story contradicts it. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
You did it. You got it.
You got it. Congratulations.
You got a hole in one. 3-pointer. Touchdown.
Sports are you gonna go through?
Goal!
And the crowd goes wild!
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever seen a D&D character who's like a sports player. That'd be funny.
I actually have.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the podcast I listen to is done by the people who do the Unexpected. It is called Prince Division.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the characters is actually a arena fighter. Which
But I meant like soccer.
Which in that world is a sport.
I understand, but I meant like soccer.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, gladiators and arena fighters exist, but like, I was talking about soccer.
Well, it would probably happen if you played a more modern era campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Or you homebrew soccer into the game.
True. That's true as well. And yes, Carlu, you will probably be wrong on a lot of your theories, but your theories are great.
Or you could be right on a lot of
You
your
could
theories.
be right on a lot of them. You won't know, but they are good theories, and I am interested to see how the rest of our characters develop, especially those that I don't know everything about.
Watch Albie take some of the stuff from Carlu and again.
Maybe, I don't know. I think that's more along the lines of stuff that we would do, though. So
Mech Dragon War Arena. Ooh, I watched that show.
That's the epilogue.
yes. No,
After we defeat the Mech Dragon final boss, you know, then we can mass produce Mech Dragons and have them fight in arenas.
No.
It's like monster
That's
truck
campaign
rallies.
2. That's campaign 2.
It's like monster truck rallies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'm excited for is we have an entire year to produce more content.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and say this, like everybody in story mode knows this. We won't be limiting just to our group, but our group is the main group. So you may see somebody else that you've never met before, like pop up in another campaign.
And also, Carlu, you came in a little late. We did mention it when we first started. We actually hit the point where we can apply for affiliate.
Yeah. We will be applying for affiliate tonight, so by the next stream, we'll have affiliate. But regardless, like, we have an entire, like, that's the cool thing about being, like, the beginning of the years. Now we have an entire year to do stuff.
Yep. Like, I potentially have a campaign in the work.
Or possibly me, who knows, like, what we're going to do and who's going to be involved in them. We have people in our group who haven't even, played yet. So,
like Brew, we may ask you to join.
Maybe. It depends. Brew would panic.
Probably.
Yeah.
But a lot of us would be there to be supportive and help out if Brew needed help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're right now at this very moment we're solely focusing on this campaign.
Yeah.
But who knows what the future's
But
going
I will say that we do want to do other one-shots. We do want to do other campaigns, not just this. But right now, with our team and the people that we have, this is all we can do right now. I can only do so much.
We try.
Yeah. It's a lot to prepare, even just for, like, a session.
We spend at least an hour before a session going off a checklist.
Yeah. Yep. It's a lot to prepare for a campaign like this and to run everything the way that it is, but... Oh god, my mother is texting. Why are you texting me, mother? Please.
Unless it's to give me food.
No, she's sending me pictures of the snow, which is cool, but I have my own. I can look out my window. Oh god, it's so bright. Ooh. It's so bright. I'm sorry, I got a yawn. What else happened in our session? Badass Lich character raised by Wolves Dragon.
I think we covered it all.
A badass Lich character raised by wolves, dragons, and mech bears. Kidnapped, she's royalty. General's daughter, ready to go.
I like that. That's a great character.
It's hilarious. It's so fun.
What happened to the college alimony part?
Yeah.
See, how am I supposed to get invested if there's no alimony?
Yeah, see, Brew, here's the thing about that, is we actually have We have a how we're keeping you here, and it's quite literally dropping little baby hints and you know, you'll have to see what happens next time to keep you here. That's what it is. We're baiting you into staying.
Oh god, we've become a microtransaction person.
Oh my god.
Nico, did you just admit to manipulating Brewberry?
Yeah. No, not like that.
Lame.
No. Yep. Orc war maiden with a baby chasing her over the county.
Oh jeez.
That's so funny though. No, that's great. Now I'm just thinking about my backup character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's very good to put thought into a backup character. And like, from my perspective, right? As long as you don't lose focus on your actual character, like it is okay to think about the backup character as much as you want. Like I'm in another campaign, and I created a backup character for that campaign. Not yours, Nico. The Curse of Strahd one.
The other one that you're in.
Yeah. And I created a backup character for that, and like sometimes I'll just kind of like sit down and I'll think about like, if this character was here at this part of the story, how would they be? And you know, it's kind of a fun scenario, but I'm still very heavily attached to my actual character who's alive in the story. And so, you know, it's always a fun thing, because I think the more you think about the backup character, the easier they'll be to integrate into the story.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like to make it so early.
Yeah, if you need to.
Yeah, like we're in session 3 and I've already got a concept for a backup character. Like that's how much. And to clarify, it's really hard for me to come up with a character. So the fact that I have a concept is something. That's a lot of thought into it.
You're literally attached to every character in the story.
Don't lie. Stay in city longer than a day. All rolls are disadvantaged in case the maiden catches.
Brew would cry even. I bet Brew would cry if an NPC died.
I honestly wonder what Brew likes about each of our characters.
I don't know if we want to put Brew on the spot for that.
Yeah,
but I would say that this could be blanket for the entire chat, because I do want to know what people think about our characters, not just like theories.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to put Brew on the spot, but I would like to hear what Brew thought.
Yeah. I like hearing what people think about my characters because it makes me feel good about my characters.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm just vain. I'm probably just vain.
I am. I'm definitely vain.
Yes.
Sometimes when I make a character and I play him for a while, I'm like, I don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm vain, but I'm not as obvious about it.
Go ahead, Brew. If you're fine with saying, we would love to hear what you thought.
Yeah. We would love to hear what everybody thinks of our characters.
Yeah.
Waiting for Albie to get to work and just be like, here's all the things I like about your character.
Well, Albie's still got another 40 minutes.
Yeah. Albie's gonna be gone for a bit, but woo! Also depends on how long our stream is.
Right.
Honestly, I'm already a bit tired.
Well, I just woke up.
And oh, good for you.
I do feel bad about it.
Nico woke up at like 3:30 and then is gonna make fun of me for going to sleep at like 11 or something. As if I wasn't awake like like 7 hours before you were.
To be fair,
I was up at 5 this.
I was still awake at like 7 o'clock this morning because I was up watching The Witcher, and then I went to sleep, and it's like everything, and I guess like maybe I opened my door in the middle of the night, but my door was closed, and then it was open. And because it was open, the way that I work is that if I hear noise, any other noise that comes along with it muddles into it, so it doesn't wake me up. Owen seems to be the gel that's keeping everyone together. More leadership role. It's hard to get a read on the character. Yeah, well, I'm also throwing massive amounts of red herrings in your direction to see if you can figure it out regardless.
And see, here's my thing, Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding your sleeping today, Albie said, Albie told me that their last message from you was at 10:25 a.m.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember sending a message at 10:25 a.m. It was still dark outside the last time I sent messages.
Look at your DMs with Albie.
I do not remember sending that. No, because I know it was like 7 a.m. when I went to sleep. It was still dark out. Yeah, no, I don't remember sending this. It must have been because it was in conversation about Crunchyroll, and Albie responded at 7 a.m. and I was, I guess, out at that point. And I apparently responded at 10:25 a.m. and I don't remember that at all. Oh, okay, hold up. All right, Owen seems to be the... Oh, God. Owen seems to be the gel that keeps everyone together. More leadership role. It's hard to get a read on the character. Let me start with V's. So first of all, I think they're very relatable. It makes me think a bunch and makes me feel comfy. I don't know. They're just, like, very mysterious and don't show a lot of emotion, but I feel that they care a lot about friends like Oma, and then again, very relatable. V is unique, playing a game in a really simplistic way without being a simplistic character. It's a really unique way to explore a campaign. That is true. I do like the fact that she is, like, simplified without being simple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. V is very much a character who I expect to grow a lot in the campaign. Right?
Honestly, I could see, like, if something happened to V, I think all the three of us would do anything to help fix that.
Yeah. I think so, too.
Because in the month and week that Oma has traveled with V has grown on Oma.
Mm-hmm.
Like a...
Still stubborn.
And V has gotten used to you guys.
Glad that V has gotten used to us in the week that you've been with everybody else. I love this.
Anyways, Brew's message definitely makes it obvious that they're very attached to V because they have to reiterate how relatable V is twice.
Damn! You're going for the throat today. You woke up and chose violence.
Here, let me give you the knife, Shadow.
No, I was awake a while before I chose violence.
Like, you actively chose it. You didn't just exist within violence for the day.
Perhaps.
He's... bad. I have to yawn, sorry. Oh, my hair does be a bunch. It's very cute, but at the same time, cool how he cares of the others already, which you can see him stepping in and offering to pay for all's food. Shadow, shut up respectfully.
I don't know anyone named Shadow with 1D, so...
No, real talk, Heike, you are the reason why I can never spell shadow correctly.
That's not my fault. I had a whole nother part of my name that you could have chose to refer to me as, but you don't.
I'm not gonna call you Roxyn.
Why?
I don't know, it doesn't sound right.
That's because you call me Shadow for too long.
Maybe. But now every time I say shadow, it autocorrects to 2Ds, and if I try to fix it, it just autocorrects again.
Oh well.
Oma is
Bonk your head with it.
Oh man. Yeah, Oma is protective of V. I think eventually he'll learn that V is not going to go to sleep.
I learned learned that the hard way.
I'm not sure if you learned it. We'll see.
I think that someday he'll realize that there are some things that V does not need protecting from.
Yeah.
Seems he's closed off on certain things. Seems to be a reasonable person in the group. Friendship seems important. Plus, I'm sure angry woman with a child is hot on his head.
Oh, that's gonna be a running joke forever.
That is gonna be a great running joke.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Only a
You know
couple
what?
people are in on it.
Okay, now it could possibly be true. I gave a little bit of leeway in my back history when we wrote it, so.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I mean, there's only two people who can make that true, and that's either you or Albie. So
I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see.
if it's not already true,
I don't know. Like, if it's not true, then I don't know it. Or if it's true, then I don't know your backstory. But if it's not true, I also might not know it, because I have no fucking clue what you're planning anymore. I only knew... Here's the thing, is when you know somebody's character, before a campaign, you don't know them. You know their backstory, and you know where they came from. You don't know who they are.
yeah.
Right.
Like, very smart, and I like it. She doesn't show a lot of emotion as well, but it still cares. She doesn't... Very relatable. Shadow says shy will bonk you. No, I mean, I thought that maybe it's just because that's the way I'm coming across, or maybe the hints of emotion are too subtle. Owen does actually show quite a bit of emotion, and her focus is what I think for that should be what you pay attention to. The way she reacts to things is where she shows that, rather than necessarily, and I'll be honest, the character art doesn't really do her personality justice, but we didn't necessarily ask the artist for emotion, we just asked for character. So I think the only one that our character's art fully 100% fits is
Julius
and V. Because I 100% imagine that that's how V is looking at us at all times.
You cut off.
Ah!
Well, don't scream. We're streaming.
Oh my god.
V and Julius are the ones that I think that the character art fits the best, and the reason why is because that's exactly how I imagine V is looking at us at any given moment.
That's because that's exactly how V is looking at you guys at any given moment.
I love it. It's perfect.
Like when we had because full transparency is the original references for our character art are picrus. And I was very particular about the options I chose for V and the expressions and stuff.
Didn't you say that what you imagined V as initially was not what you got? And what you came to?
Yes, simply because the picru, obviously a picru's not going to have all the options that I'm envisioning in my brain, right? But there is once I created the picru, I was pretty happy with it, and then it kind of sunk in, this is what people are going to see my character as, so this is what my character is going to look like, and at that good.
Lanky man is cool. I'm assuming that's Julius. Very mysterious again, and very scary, but at the same time very calm which reminds me of my mom. She's scary. Mom Berry's scary. Ooh, rhymes. Yeah, I think more will go on. I'm excited to see more of Julius's backstory pop out. That's exciting. Because I do know it, but I also think everybody will appreciate Julius more based on the small things rather than the main backstory bits. Just from what I know. I'm excited for those little small bits to pop out and become a thing, you know? Womberry is scary. Ugh. I was supposed to ask my dad for food and I never did. My mom distracted me.
Shame, shame, shame.
She is shaming me right now. I bet he burned a village. Maybe. Possibly. He could have.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there when you talked about it.
No clue. It's because we like to have those conversations at like 2 a.m, sitting in a Discord VC after you've already gone to bed. And it's not because we do it intentionally after you've gone to bed. It just so happens that those conversations only happen at 3 a.m. after you've gone to bed.
That's true.
I just want to clarify that there were plenty of opportunities where I was sitting in VC with everybody.
Yes.
And none of the stuff came up.
Yeah, we had
already taken care of it.
We talked about it.
Which is honestly fine. Like, I know I'm making a big deal about it, but that's kind of for show.
Yeah.
I like not knowing people's backstory, because then I also learn about them during camping. And that's fine.
I'm messaging my father. Give me a second. You guys entertain chat.
Chat, be entertained. Problem solved.
I don't know. Even at 200 subs, we may not say anything.
I don't know. 200 subs is a lot, dude. No, but that's a 2Ds. Someone like V could turn into a villain simplistic enough to see that the ends justify them. Maybe.
I
Oh
could
god.
see that.
Is V the big bad? Oh god.
I won't confirm anything.
Oh no!
How could you cause the apocalypse? How could you?
Oh my
I won't
god.
confirm anything.
The world is dirty enough. We must cleanse.
Brew, please, it was a joke. To clarify, foes that don't know, Brew is making a reference to when I said that I would bald my character, my stream character, if I had 200 subs. I would go bald.
Guys, 200 gifted, and I will literally kill Owen.
No!
Oh! Give me 100 subs and I'll take out the whole party.
No! Guys. I don't know where you think you're getting those 100 subs to you, because they're not going to you. They're going to the funds. They're going to our party group funds.
I know.
That's gonna go into character art. Is what it's gonna do.
Yep.
Or go into hiring people. No, real talk though. Any money that we do, and I will go ahead and say this, like, I do not feel pressured to subscribe or anything. Like, if you can't, but like, everything that we do get from people is going right back into the stream.
Yes.
Like, honestly, none of us are gonna see a single cent of it. It's all going right back into the stream. Whether it be, you know, paying somebody for art or for assets or editing or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's all going right back into the stream. I think there may eventually be a point where we pay ourselves, but the chances of that happening anytime soon are very slim. So
yeah, like at most, if we absolutely use it on ourselves, it'd be like if like someone had a catastrophic meltdown on some piece of equipment of theirs,
yeah,
like a microphone.
Yeah. Like if somebody desperately needed a new mic, but that's the only time. Yeah, primes. Give us those primes, man.
Yeah.
In a couple days. Wait till the next stream and then you can do it.
Yeah, we can't do it right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
We'll have it
Nothing
ready for
will
you by
happen.
the next stream. But like, going to betray the party. Do you think it could be DM count? I was gonna say definitely the DM. I don't know if I want to answer that.
Yeah, no, honestly.
I have my own reasons for answering. I don't think I'm gonna answer that.
What
You
was
guys
it?
answer.
If one of you are gonna betray the party, who do you think it could be? DM not counting.
Well, honestly, if anyone was going to betray the party, I hate to say it, it might be Owen. I hate to say it.
I could see Owen reluctantly betraying the party.
Yeah, not like doing it out of spite, but if she had no choice.
Wow.
Honestly speaking, I think. I'm trying to think. Based on what I know about the characters, I think Oma's the least likely to betray the party.
Yes.
That's my personal opinion. I think. I mean, V could for the right reasons,
no.
but like V could for the right reasons, but V doesn't have those reasons right now. So it's like, I don't know. V doesn't even think of that as an option. Brew,
Something.
Brew, that sounds like attached behavior.
Yeah, attached to everyone. You're attached to everyone. Oh, you think? Oh, okay, Carlo. Let's hear this hard question.
Oh man, that was already a hard question. I'll be honest. But we also got to keep in mind like what we do and don't know about the character as of right now, because their personality is still developing. As it stands, everybody thinks that Owen would probably be the first one. To be fair, she's super suspicious.
You are. I hate to say it. I'm like, Nico, I know your character's background, so that's why I'm like, reluctantly, Owen might.
Yeah, at least where she stands right now, personality-wise.
Yes.
I don't know what your official alignment is. Part of me thinks it's good, but like even good characters can do bad things.
Yes, they can.
Okay, 100%. I will be 100% transparent here. I don't know what her alignment is. I let the characters choose their own alignments. Don't set an alignment.
That's actually a good question. What does everyone think our alignments are?
Yep.
Do you guys have an alignment for your characters?
Yep.
Yes.
1,000 coins, only one person could have it. Would you share it with the party?
Yes. V doesn't care about money. V wouldn't even take any of it. V would just let the others have it.
Yeah, honestly, yes. Oma would split it with the group. Because we only get stronger together.
Yeah, I mean... Owen is aware of, like, how much it costs to travel and be out and about, but I think she also knows we're all chaotic or neutral good. Maybe. I don't know yet.
Well, unfortunately, Carlo, you are wrong about Oma's alignment.
Oh, man.
Well, unfortunately, you are correct about V's. V is chaotic neutral.
Unfortunately?
It was a bait. It was a bait and switch. That's what that was. But yeah, V is chaotic neutral. Has no care for no care for law or code, and also doesn't value good over evil necessarily. Just kind of along for the ride.
One didn't say she would. I don't know. I mean, I don't know Owen's like alignment yet, and I think it'll probably take a couple more sessions for me to like pin it down exactly where she's at. She has her thought processes on things, and there's a lot of things that she's just what?
Sorry, I reread the question and now I'm just confused. If you found a chest of 1,000 gold and only one person could have it, would you share it with the party? That doesn't. You can't split it. You can't split it amongst the party if only one person can have it.
I tiptoe over a lot of things for a lot of reasons. She's hiding the gold. All I'm saying is she's aware of how much things cost and how much it costs to travel, especially by like airship or something like that. So,
oh yeah, that's gonna cost us a penny.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, we can't because you've already been kicked off of one.
Also, for clarification, is this okay? So only one person can collect it from the chest, but then they can do with the money what they will. Just for that's part of clarification.
Would you take it or
also
share
for
it with
clarification? Also for clarification, is the rest of the party aware of this chest, or is it secret money?
You need specification. We need clarification on this.
My answer doesn't change because V would
not care about money.
Honestly, if no one else knew about the chest, V might not even take it at all.
Yeah.
Just leave the chest of money there and walk away. But okay, so the rest of the party is aware of the chest. Okay. So if you have eyes on you, and you could take this. Oh no, it's secret. Okay.
Okay. So
secret money. You find a chest. Only one person can take the money out of the chest. So would you then keep the money secret once you have it, or
probably
would
you would keep the money a secret?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that answer.
Honestly, you know what? You're right.
It also depends on what you would consider, like how reasoning for that would be good or bad. So, like she would have her own reasons for taking the money and just keeping it. Oh dang.
Oh dang. Oh man, no.
Yeah, so
great.
all these here's the thing is all these questions are confirming is that Owen is probably not like the super good like savior of people and things like this, but I have no fucking clue what she is. So
we'll think back to what we put in Twitter when we first introduced Owen.
I don't know what you mean by that.
So if
I'm making people go back and reread Twitter.
Here, I'll go back and reread it for those that can't use Twitter. Give me a second. I have to scroll through all the fan art and everything.
There you go, bro.
There's V. Where is me? I don't remember. When did I release?
Weren't you like
Owen,
one of the first?
Yeah, I think Owen was the first. So her post says, "Forgive me, but I'm not interested in joining your program." Whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, so I don't know what Rob's alluding at.
No, I'm giving people stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Because it helps to reveal stuff about characters as well.
I love how okay, can I just appreciate this? So after I released each one of those intros, right? It was all fun and dandy because everybody's like, oh yeah, this is so cool. Everyone just went, wow, V.
What happened?
Yeah, V was like the most popular character from the Twitter post.
Yeah. So like everybody's comments.
The rest of us were like, oh, they're here.
Orange one indeed, or oh, look at this guy. Oh, that looks cool. And then there's everybody in the comments of V's was just like, wow, so pretty. I love it.
I don't know what to tell you.
Shadow more like Shad wow. Orange one indeed. Yeah, I wonder who that was.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Then there, no, wait, hold up. Bruce said on V's initial introduction post, "They're so pretty. Hello, I feel attached already." See?
Yep. See, Brew, we already have confirmation you're more attached to V than anyone else.
No.
Too late. It's already on the internet. Forever.
No.
You're gonna delete your engagement with our tweets?
How dare you?
That's so. Wow.
I've already screenshotted it, bro. You might as well leave it.
We'll help give you a plane ticket over so you can kick.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's character creation, and that is it's one of the only things I take pride in, is creating fun and interesting characters.
You do. You really do. Like that. Because every time you create a character, you come to me and tell me about it. I love them.
Like the one I really like that you made is one that we may use later on the road, Mono.
Mm-hmm. I really like Mono.
I'm actually even thinking, not that I want to dive too deep into this, but Mono's story and motivations are gonna get changed around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too. I'll take an old character who has like an established story and be like, no, not satisfied.
No, not anymore. Do better.
No, it's understandable. It helps out.
I've done that before.
If you haven't used it and you think of something better, it works out.
To be fair, last time I did that, I had my very first character, my rogue, and then I not only did I change his story, but I also changed his gender and his entire character.
So you made a new character.
I made a new character, but I was attempting to rework him, and it didn't work. It became a new person.
Because I've done that before, where it's like I have this whole character concept, and by the end of reworking them, the only thing similar is like the name. The only thing that's the same is like their name, and everything else is different about them.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. I think it started with an E, but I could be wrong. And then he turned into Marlowe. It wasn't Eric.
Edward.
It wasn't Edward. I think it was along the lines of Aaron.
Elliot.
Or Aaron or something like that. But I don't think it was Aaron. Elliot, maybe.
Escarco.
What?
Elephant.
Elephant?
Email.
Yes, my favorite character, Email.
Email. You.
Somewhere I still have the notes from that first session that I ran, that he was played in, but because I'm a hoarder. But like, I don't know, it's around here somewhere.
Evangelion.
I do have a character named Evangeline, but she's an NPC. I like monks. If there's a monk in the future, that's when you guys can say I'm attached. Oh.
Okay, guys, it's time for all of us to multi-class as monks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know we could do that, bro. Now we're all monks.
Yeah, we can choose a level in another class in the future. So we can I could be like a druid monk.
Which I love the concept of druid monks, actually.
I don't see that in V's future. But.
I could see a monk working out for Oma.
No, you don't change your class, you just add another class. So you can be two different classes at once. Dragon priest.
Yeah. So let's say if Owen, I'm not going to confirm or deny her class, but let's say she's a rogue, right? If she's a rogue, she can also be like, okay, well, I'm going to begin to worship a god, and now she can be a cleric too. A rogue cleric or a rogue paladin or something. So now I get to be both. But that just makes it more difficult for you, and that would be funny. Again, not confirming nor denying any of Owen's possible classes. True. There is a homebrew warlock subclass. A homebrew warlock patron, which is quite literally the DM. It's broken.
Yes, it is.
It's very funny. It's broken, but it's very funny. I had a player who actually used it once, so I got to be God.
You got to be the worship.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it didn't last long, but it existed. I messaged my dad forever ago and he has not responded. Anyway.
Anyway. I mean, well, do you prefer D&D hard fantasy or a bit of a softer fantasy story?
I prefer hard fantasy.
Same here.
But maybe that's just because I like playing with concepts that D&D doesn't account for.
Very true.
And a high-end fantasy works best for that.
I have no idea what my preference is. Honestly.
Like one of the campaign settings I really loved when I got to try it was what was it actually called? It basically, you went into space in D&D.
Uh-huh.
They're redoing the book. Wizards of the Coast is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I know what it is. I just can't think of the actual title. Let me look them.
Excuse me. That was a water burp. We're good. I have water now. I also like to heavily homebrew my campaigns. Again, this is like the first time I've played in a long time. But I heavily homebrew my campaigns, so I'll have this like set type of NPC that is like impossible to beat simply because I find it funny and I find it entertaining, and it's, you know, not impossible to beat, just very difficult. Spelljammer, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, Spelljammer.
What do you mean you're aware? Y'all killed a couple guys.
Oh, I'm sorry that the guys we killed had 11 HP, but then the leader had like 10 million.
She didn't. She had like 68.
Minor details.
She's a bandit captain. If you look at bandit captains, I used her stat block. Use that stat block for it.
Same difference.
She initially had less, but then I lost her character sheet. So I just did that. Y'all were fine though.
We almost were not.
You almost were not. And then the druid bit a guy for acid damage. No,
the druid bit the guy.
No, okay, so here's the thing. Is in that campaign that I'm running, the druid actually has an ability that is intended to be focused on the fact that he is essentially the one currently carrying the burden of sloth. So he can just not bother with a saving throw. He can just succeed.
Basically, he has a slightly worse legendary resistance.
Yeah. And there was a reason I gave it to him, but this guy is like trying to push him off a building and he's just like, no. and then the fucking barbarian comes in, or not barbarian. Yeah, she's barbarian, right?
Yeah, barbarian.
Yeah, the barbarian comes in and just like hammers his ass off of the building. That's saved y'all. You almost lost your druid.
He would have been fine.
Oh, he probably would have been unconscious. Y'all were on top of a building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to play with things that don't fit in normal D&D.
Now we're talking about a completely different campaign. I think we've exhausted our topics for the day.
I think we do, and I think the only reason is because we don't have like everybody that can talk about their own perspective on it.
Sure, but that's bound to happen.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we've been going for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Do we want to call it here?
We can, unless anybody else.
I
was gonna say, unless anybody else has any questions or can think of anything else, we can end it and just call it a day.
We'll have plenty more to talk about in the future, anyways.
Yeah. I think there's also, after the last session, there's also not a lot we can or want to talk about because we're in the middle of so many things that if we start talking about it, then there's the chance we'll try to do something that our characters wouldn't do. At least that's how I am. There's some things I don't want to answer because of that kind of thing, but I don't want it to affect my perception of the game. Sad that Albie's
Brew's
not
telling
here.
us to rest. Brew's telling us to rest, and it doesn't look like anyone has any questions.
Just to remind everyone, our next session is going to be on the 16th.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, the 16th.
So 13 days from now, everyone.
Yes. No, Albie!
Too slow, Albie.
Wait. We'll turn Albie on. Hold up. We'll turn Albie on real fast.
We'll turn down Albie for a minute.
There. Albie's here. Before we go, any questions you have for Albie? Albie can answer one or two.
No, Mick.
No, Mick. No, Mike.
No, Mick.
I also have another one that's just a cuss jumble.
No, Mick.
Albie made them. Then I could use them for all of you. It's not my fault you had to get called in early.
So true.
Oh, look at Albie there. Albie's just vibing. Ba-ba-ba. Yeah, so but there's not really...
Yeah.
Will there be cool sub badges?
Will there be cool sub badges?
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Sure will, definitely.
The sub badges, I do have sub badges prepared. They are not intended to be permanent sub badges, but they are sub badges for now. They are the different elemental crystals.
Ooh.
It's just a temporary one. Eventually we'll do something more generalized for the channel rather than the campaign, but
yeah, they won't really apply once we move past this campaign.
Yeah, then we need emotes. So Albie wants to make the emotes. But we'll see, and we'll start having them ready by the next session, I think. They'll all be uploaded and ready.
Or at least most of it.
At least most of it, yeah. It takes some time to do that kind of stuff, so yeah.
Alright, so
Alright.
Successful roundtable.
Successful roundtable. Woo!
We will all see you. We see you all on the 16th. Remember, exclamation mark card for all of our socials.
With 2 Ds or
no 2 R's.
No, 2 R's. I was like, I know.
The shadow effect is getting to you too.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I must wash my brain.
Well, Brew, thank you for the congrats on affiliate. Hopefully they actually give it to us and something doesn't go wrong.
Oh God.
And here we go. Shadow has just jinxed us, everyone.
Yeah. Wow. Woo! Great. Woo. Yeah. No. I'm gonna get it all set up for you guys so that you guys can have access to certain things, and that'll be fun. We're gonna rest. Also, there might be, I'm gonna go ahead and say, there possibly might be the opportunity for an extra rerun throughout the week. We will let you know more about any changes or anything that we do on our Twitter. You can do !Twitter specifically for our Twitter. That is 100% where you will get all updates. Any and all updates will be posted on the Twitter.
Yep. You mean subs, not sons?
Sons.
Sons.
Subs,
But there's
not
only
sons.
2 sons.
Yeah, Albie just called us out for that 200 sub thing.
I know.
No, but I wasn't gonna allow it anyway. No.
Albie, I have no idea what you're even talking about. Bro, get on it. Hurry.
So yeah, so follow the Twitter for any and all updates. That's where they're all going to be. Just like today's situation, if anything happens, we'll let you know there. Turn notifications on, and you'll get a message when we post something. Ignoring that Albie is hearing things, follow us on TikTok where Brew is editing some clips and stuff like that from the past streams, as well as like other content.
Wait to see the next episode.
The next episode.
I was going to say next TikTok. Yeah.
We will have some that aren't like fully produced, but they're just going to be clips of our stream. That you guys can appreciate those and stuff.
She's also chaotic. God.
Oh God. What happens when you mess with God?
I know.
All right.
We run the risk.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. Yes, the VOD is available on our Twitch. It will be available on our YouTube. Soon. I think I said that I was gonna make them available on Sunday. Maybe it was Thursday. I don't remember. I'll figure out and I'll let you guys know. There's a pattern to the ones that I've already posted. Who knows?
I don't know about that one.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
That is all for tonight.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
La 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 la.